Hi y'all, Arch and Flor-xan, and tonight's supper we're going to do a little Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta. So hang in there, and let's get into it. And so I bought a big pack of chicken thighs, and I've already got half of the package working on another recipe. And so what's left in the package, I'm just going to kind of cut these up into some manageable cubes. We're going to season these up to make us some Cajun chicken. Yep, I think that's what we're going to do with it. So let me finish getting these cut up, and then I'll show you how we're going to do that. Alright, so I got our chicken cut up, relatively the same size pieces, and I'm just going to drizzle them with a little olive oil. Try to coat them pieces real good so our seasoning will adhere, and plus when we cook this on the Blackstone, it'll help them not stick. Got my Chupacabra Cajun blend. We're gonna liberally hit it with that. Gonna hit it with some of that stale Cracker Trinity. And then you can skip this if you want, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of that crab boil. Liquid crab boil, that is. Just to kind of give it a little more zip. I'm gonna put some gloves on so I ain't gotta keep washing these hands, but we're just going to mix this around real good. You see it's a little light on seasoning, add you a little more. I'm probably going to have to add a little more of that Chupacabra Cajun seasoning to it, but we're just going to get this mixed in. Alright, so I'm going to bag this up, put it in the fridge, and then we'll get it out there on the Blackstone after it's done its thing for 3 or 4 hours. Alright, time to start cooking this chicken. We're going to put some beef tallow down. Kind of spread it around. Take our chicken out of our seal bag. Immediately you get that crab boil. Cook this and get a nice sear on it. In fact, I'm going to close this lid. Try to retain some of that heat. So you can kind of see right here how we're cooking up. This is kind of pinkish and this is turning white. So we're going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll give it a flip. We're going to go ahead and give this a flip. It's kind of a windy day, that's why I'm closing the lid to try to retain some of that heat. So that's been going for a little bit. Gonna flip it back over and see if we can get a little more color on this. So I just flipped it one more time, and then again, you know, you can check it with a thermometer if you're not sure if it's done or not. Looking for 160, we got a piece here at 170. We're gonna let it go a little bit, try to get a little more crust on it, and call her good. All right, so I think that's good. Got a good little sear on it now. Get it off there. Alright, so for this next part, we're going to heat up our pan here. We're going to start melting a couple of half sticks of butter. That'd be a full stick of butter. Alright, so to our melted butter, we're going to add a good tablespoon of some minced garlic. I got about a 1/4 cup. This is some green onion, the white parts of the green onion. Just going to put that in there and kind of let them cook down. Now I'm running on a low flame because I don't want to burn this butter up too fast. And we're not trying to make a brown butter sauce. And what we are trying to make, it's going to be kind of like an Alfredo sauce. So I'm going to let them green onions and garlic kind of cook up a second. Then we're going to start adding in our cream. And get this dude rolling here. So I can see them onions are broke up pretty good. I'm going to start adding my cream. And I'm just eyeballing that. We'll get some stirred in. We'll take a look at it. We'll add a little more. I like to keep this moving. Let this come up. It'll start bubbling a little bit. Then we'll start adding some Parmesan cheese to it. Okay, we're starting to get a little bubbling. I'm going to start adding just a little bit of Parmesan at a time. Kind of let it melt down in there. Now it's going to thicken up, and so I'm going to show you how we're going to reduce that down to thin it back out a little bit so that our sauce is not too thick. I like using the shredded parm. I think it melts better into sauces for stuff like this. If you use a grated parm, it tends to clump up too much. Thin our sauce out. I'm just going to add a little bit of Chardonnay, probably a quarter to a half a cup, and add some house seasoning to it. And so for the pasta, you can use a regular pasta, but because we're eating low carb, we're using this Miracle Noodle angel hair pasta. It's 1 gram of net carbs, so it fits my wife's low carb diet, which incidentally I'm on too. It's pretty good stuff. It's not like the real stuff. If you want to use the real pasta, I recommend like an angel hair or maybe a linguine, something not too big, not too thick, that'll pick up all of this sauce, because this is where the money is right here. But this is that pasta. You take it out of the bag, rinse it off, and you throw it into whatever you're cooking warm. Kind of spread it out into our sauce here, and then these noodles will kind of soak up a little bit of that sauce. Since our chicken is already hot, we just took it off the pit. Throw it in on top. Not going to use all of it. Just kind of mix it around in the sauce like so. Cut that fire all the way off. Top it with some green onion and hit it with a little bit of parsley. Kind of mix that in a little bit. I'm just going to hit it one more time with a little Parmesan on top. Let me get a plate and we'll try some of this stuff out. Alright, let's dig into this. Let's give this a shot. Man, that's good. And them noodles really ain't that bad. Yeah, they're not like a pasta noodle. They're more like eating kind of like a rice noodle, but they worked out in this dish. And so you get that creaminess of the sauce that we made, kind of like an Alfredo. That fresh green onion tops it off, man. And that chicken, you got the Cajun flavors to it, but it's not overpowering. You still get the flavor of chicken in there. So hey, it's a great dish. I hope you get a chance to try it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.